area to let your loved ones know you are safe.
Once we saw that everyone was running, we just started running too.
And we are following that late-breaking news in Spain. First, that is where there has been a possible second terror incident just about 75 miles south of today's deadly attack that took place in Barcelona. Police say they shot and killed 5 terrorists.
6 civilians were hurt, but police say the situation in that part of Spain is now under control. Now, investigators believe this same terror cell is behind several van ramming attacks and a house explosion.
Yeah, but by far the deadliest, killed 13 and injured nearly 100 in Barcelona. That happened today in a very popular spot for tourists. I want to show you where we're talking about. Now, this was this afternoon, a van barreling down Las Ramblas. It's a plaza there, a very popular tourist area, and that van was swerving side to side as it was mowing down anyone in its path. Lindsay Massis right now with more on the search for who was behind the wheel. Lindsay, they're still looking.
Absolutely, Jonathan. You know, despite arrests, police yet to catch the driver. And new tonight, Spain's prime minister says the attack was jihadi terrorism. A senior police official says that the attackers intended to kill as many people as possible. Of the 100 injured, authorities say 15 are in critical condition. They are fighting for their lives tonight. 2 men are in custody, but the hunt for the driver continues.
But somebody was screaming, and then everybody started to run because they're screaming from behind, and everybody just ran forward. And then I'm saying there's a lot of old people. They must have trampled them as they went past.
Must have been doing 80 to 100 kilometers an hour. He was traveling at high speed, just sort of knocking. There were people being flung into the air.
And just in tonight, word that an American man is missing after that Barcelona attack. Police have connected this attack to a house explosion in a different part of Spain last night. That blast collapsed part of a building and it killed 1 person. Jonathan?
All right, Lindsay, thanks. And condolences now pouring in from all over the world for the victims in Barcelona. The Eiffel Tower shutting down all of its light. That happened tonight in solidarity. Do stay up to date with breaking news out of Spain. You can sign up for our text alerts at wjla.com/text. Allison?
Meanwhile, President Trump responding to today's terror in Barcelona with a tweet. And it turned out that tweet was about a rumor that has now been debunked. This is happening as a leader in his own party is questioning his competency. And tonight, a pair of iconic magazines show off their new covers, and they are raising eyebrows. So let's sort all of this out tonight. Our Annalisa Gale is live at the White House for us with the very latest. Annalisa?
Allison, criticism continues to pour in from both Republicans and Democrats as they analyze the president's words carefully. Now, the commander-in-chief's latest tweet on General Pershing is the latest to be dissected. In a tweet, President Donald Trump says, study what General Pershing of the United States did to terrorists when caught. There was no more radical Islamic terror for 35 years, something he also mentioned on the campaign trail in February 2016.
And he took 50 men and he dipped 50 bullets in pig's blood.
And in studying that tweet, historians say there is no evidence to support that story. President Trump's take came an hour after he condemned the terror attack in Barcelona, which killed more than a dozen.
The president has not yet been able to demonstrate the stability nor some of the competence that he needs to demonstrate. He also recently has not demonstrated that he understands the character of this nation.
Politicians on both sides of the aisle have also questioned the president's competency since his latest comments on the deadly violence in Charlottesville during a white nationalist rally.
I think there's blame on both sides.
In the wake of those comments, these 2 controversial covers will soon hit newsstands. And President Trump announced today that he's ending plans for an infrastructure council after also ending 2 other business-related councils that lost several members after his recent comments on Charlottesville. Live outside the White House tonight, Annalisa Gale, ABC 7 News.
Annalisa, thank you. And amid all this fallout, both the Cleveland Clinic and the American Cancer Society scrapping plans for fundraisers at President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. This is going to be the first time in 8 years that the Cleveland Clinic will not hold their event there. The clinic isn't saying why it's abandoning the event. The American Cancer Society citing a variety of factors, including cost.
We have some breaking news now out of Southeast Washington. That's where the 295 northbound is closed from Nanny Helen Burroughs Avenue to the Maryland state line. Police are telling us Somebody jumped off of a bridge at the intersection of what you see there on your screen. Now, there's no word on when 295 will be reopening, but do stay with ABC 7 and WJLA.com for updates as they come into our newsroom.
All right, first forecast from Stormwatch 7 on this Thursday evening. Temperatures are still very warm at this hour, 81 degrees at Reagan National Airport. Feels like temperatures about 5 to 6 degrees hotter than that. A few showers and thunderstorms out there just north of Front Royal, beginning to fizzle out. No real impact on the immediate metro, but tomorrow it's going to be another hot day. A little bit of patchy fog later on tonight into early tomorrow morning. Hot and humid tomorrow afternoon, highs near 90 degrees, and I'm tracking showers and thunderstorms. I'll give you the timing coming up in just a few minutes. Jonathan?
All right, Steve, we'll see you in a few. Thanks. Quite a scene at Dulles Airport tonight. Look at that. That's a robot that is going after that van there, trying to figure out what was going on inside. The bomb robot had to check out what was called a suspicious van. It was parked right on the departures roadway. Short time later, the all clear was given. No flights were impacted, but there was an evacuation for a short time.
New at 11, an emotional outpouring after a tragedy in Northeast. A 17-year-old girl, a future college student, killed by a stray bullet while she was just driving. Stephen Cheetah live in Northeast. And Stephen, loved ones tell you she really just would have been such a star.
Yeah, a very determined young woman, Allison. Now, Jamari Sidner was shot as she drove through this intersection behind me, and it was here where hundreds of people gathered tonight to remember her.
That was my baby. That's right. And I wasn't mad until I came over here where y'all killed her.
Broken hearts for a shattered dream and a lost life.
Jamari was a good girl. She was perfect.